Okay, welcome guys. I'm just going to go through this very quickly as a continuation of the class from yesterday, from basically the previous class. Okay, so based on the way you understand that I look at structure, right? On the weekly time frame, you can see that we were very, very bearish all through last year, right? And market stayed bearish. However, toward the end of last year, we began to break bullish. This is actually where the weekly time frame broke bullish. Okay. However, on the daily time frame, there was a break around here. Now, you see, if you trace the weekly price structure, you can see it's making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. So what does this look like? It looks bullish. In a bullish market, what are we expecting? That all of this is just bullshit. Unless we're looking for two things. It's one, is it that price? The likelihood, our anticipation is that this is where the liquidity is resting. That's where the market wants to go after. And this down here is the protected low. Okay, so as long as price does not close below this low, we anticipate that price is going to come up to this high. That's the anticipation. So on the weekly time frame, we are very, very bullish, right? So price has made multiple breaks to the upside. We're expecting price wants to continue to make that break. Okay. Now on the daily time frame, however, if we break down to the daily time frame here, you'd see it's a different structure entirely. So quite similar. We were bearish all through last year. This is the bearish structure: lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So let's go this: lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Okay. Now all this move here are just bullshit. The only one that made sense was when price broke above this high. So all of this here was just fake structure. Right? It's at the point where price broke this high that this now became our lower low. This became our lower high. This became our lower low. This became our lower high. This became our lower low. Lower high. Lower low. What am I saying? Higher low, higher high. Don't just replace all the things I just said. So higher lows, higher highs, not lower lows. Higher lows and higher highs. And then we broke down here and made a lower low. Right? And then we went up and made an equal low, came down, made a slightly lower low, and then we pushed up. Now, notice what happened here. Now, if you understand, I've taught you guys Elliott before. Basically, Elliott wave system, price might make wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. It can be wave 6, wave 7. But then just because it pulls back down and breaks structure, doesn't necessarily mean that we are now in a bearish market, because the likelihood is that this is going to want to continue breaking higher. Okay, so once you've seen the overall the context, the market has shown you where it wants to go. That is the direction that price is most likely going to want to continue until we, if this happens like this and then breaks down again. At this point, we're no longer looking at Elliott. This is now basically probably looking to be much bearish. So if price is coming back up, I'm going to be anticipating price to continue to go down. But just because price makes something like this doesn't mean that the overall structure is now automatically bearish. It can be, but chances are we're going to see price break higher and then continue to make structure. And that's what you saw here. Okay. You see how price making structure, broke down once and then continue moving. Okay, so on the daily time frame, on the daily time frame, you can see that this is the structure. So price went from this low, right? So this was the previous high, to this high, and came down, made this low to this high. So at this point, on the daily charts, we're not expecting price to close below this low, because that would mean that this structure is now bearish. But just because it closed below this low, what it means is, well, there's a good chance. There's a chance that we are looking at the beginning of the bearishness. Okay, so this would have been the protected low on the daily charts, on the daily time frame, and then you can see here price broke below it. And what happened? As price broke below this protected daily low, what did it do? You can see the same thing. So it started making lower lows, lower highs. Do you see that? However, there is still a higher time frame structure that's still holding price. Right? So based on the daily time frame, there's a reason I did not look for any buy opportunity in this market. And that's why. right? Based on the daily time frame, there was no reason to try and buy this market, because structurally on the daily time frame doesn't make sense. Here, let me give it. So here, I got into some buy trades. I got into some trades here too as well. Took some losses, took some break even, made some wins within this area. But what was my expectation? The price was going to come up here. Now, the moment price broke below this low here, as you can see it there, I did not do anything here. Now, normally, if I really wanted to, it's just because I understood that there is a likelihood that price would want to probably continue going higher. So I either wanted to, two things I was waiting for is, I want to see price either close below this low here, or I want to see price give me a reason to start buying. So if price now breaks below this low, what will happen is I'll begin to look for sales. Otherwise, if price gives me a reason to buy, I'll aggressively start looking for buys. Where do you think I'll be targeting? Well, those highs. Now, obviously, I'm going to look to partial and manage my trade as market moves. But that's the whole concept, the whole idea behind this. Now, if we also take it a step further, so now we've understood where we are. So I could call this. So let's just highlight this like so, and I could call this protected low for the weekly time frame actually. So let me just okay, why is it not showing anything? Templates, protected low. Okay, weekly. Okay. Okay, so that's our weekly protected low. That means if price were to close, let me confirm that level first on the weekly time frame. So go down to the weekly time frame. That is the low. Yeah, so that's the low that price is within. So this here is the structure that I'm working with, right? That here is the structure that I'm working with. Okay, now, so at this point, remember, just like we discussed yesterday, because we're bullish on this market, we can begin to look for, okay, what are the areas that I might look for, and what are the previous demand zones or areas that might be interesting to look for buy opportunity. And you can have, this is the reason why I have this low here. So you can see, so specifically, you can see that zone is quite small here, but you see it, let's look at the daily chart, you see it better here. And price tapped into it. So when I saw this move, so I'm going to go down now to the 1 hour chart. So on the 1 hour chart, this is zone, I've had this zone on my chart for a long time, waiting to see. Remember, I was waiting for a number of things. I was waiting to see maybe price comes into here and gives me a trade. Or there were several areas, price failed through most of them. Same thing here. On the daily chart, when the market was still bullish on the daily chart, I got involved in some trade here. You can see here that the market began to shift structure. Okay. I don't care about head and shoulders. I don't really care about those things. Now, on the daily, on the 1 hour charts, based on the structure, see how price is making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower low. And then price began to make what? A break, a higher low, and a higher high. I got involved in a trade here, made some good profits. I think I got involved in a trade here too as well, made some profits. I think I got involved in some trade, made some break-evens and some losses. So you could see the whole idea. Now, the moment we had this break here on the daily time frame, I stopped looking for buys. Right, all through these areas, I was interested in looking for some buys. Then, when price made this move, I wanted to see price continue breaking higher, but that didn't happen. We made this low, and that was it for me. And then, I stayed out of this particular market. Now, on the what you call it, on the 1 hour charts, we saw how price came into this area that I'm interested in. Remember, I've been interested in this area for a while. Okay. And then here's what happened. Price aggressively pushed down. We got, let me break down from that. And we had the breakdown, the rejection, and price began to change. Now, the internal structure, the actual structure has not changed, but the internal structure, the fractal structure, anyway, I can't explain this one to you. It's going to be quite complicated. However, I got involved in a trade here, right? Which is, I've currently taken partial on this one. You can see where my where I'm actually targeting for this one here. And up here, you can see that I have 15 minutes protected high. What does that mean? Well, on the 15-minute time frame, you'll see that the market has been bearish. So this market is still bearish. Mind you, on the 15-minute time frame, is still bearish. I'm just looking for the reason. I want to see the market, I want to see price begin to align with the lower time frame and the weekly time frame. So I want to see a 15-minute bullishness, a 1-hour bullishness, a daily bullishness, even a 4-hour bullishness. That's where everything begins to align. So if price, so right now, the protected high for this structure, for this 15-minute structure, is this one here, right? This one here, okay? And as long as price stays below it, there's a good chance price is going to continue to go down. But if we get a break above it, so if price were to break above this 15-minute structure, at least on the 15-minute time frame, before, so if it breaks above, that's before it closes, as long as it doesn't go below this area, we are now looking at the 15 minutes bullishness, right? There's a good chance we now begin to see price make bullish highs on the 15-minute time. Now, this does not mean that overall it becomes very bullish and price will just from here and begins to go up and go up to the weekly high. No, that's not exactly the way the market moves, okay? It could happen, but that's not how the market works. So this high now is very important. I want to see what happens here. Even though I'm already in position here, you know, I had the trade here, I think about 2 lots. I took partials. I already taking partial at about 1:, let's see, I think it's 1:, what was my trade like again? So that's, yeah, about 1:3. I took my first partial at about 1:3. So that's, I closed half of my position at 1:3. Also, I already made 1.5 RR already. And now, right now, my stop loss is at break even. So if market comes down and hits, you know, if market comes down, I'm not taking a loss on this one. I already made profits. So if it comes down, it hits me out for break even. If it goes up, if price continues to push higher and we have a break like so, I'll take another partial here and let the rest run while I'm still looking for or opportunities to get positioned on the long side. So this high now is quite important as we wait for markets to make its decision on the move. So, but you have an idea as to why I was looking for, why I was able to get involved in a trade down here, even though the overall context of the market has been very, very bearish. Okay. So now I think that's a very good breakdown on that. So let's see. Now this is how I get into those crazy positions that you guys tend to see, right? So if this, let's assume, for instance, say price begins to break up, and this happens to be the lowest price that the market makes. Well, this would be something like a 1:90. Now, obviously, I'd have taken partials and partials and partials, and I'll look to get position and position and position. But this is how I get into those trades where I have no risk on them, and I can hold this trade on and on and on and on. You know, if the market decides to continue to move my way, and just trail my stop as price continues to move, and probably be able to get locked in on the move. So at the end of the day, even though I started with about 2 lots, I might end up, by the time, if price, let's say, gets to this point and I'm still holding and it doesn't take me out as I trail my stop loss, I might end up with maybe a 0.1 or a 0.05 left over from here, which might be just free profits that's running. But we'll see how that one goes. There's a very, very good chance, understanding the way the market moves, there's a very good chance the markets could do something like this before going. So I could get wicked out already. But if the market decides to do something like this here, where it just begins to bottom out and then just continues to hold it, then I could stay on that trade. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Now let's look at, Colin said daily structure is forming head and shoulder. Wait, where's the head and shoulder here? I don't see what you see. There's just this stuff I just bullshit. There's nothing here. Like, the thing with those kind of patterns is you have to wait for them to form, and then they have to be in line with context. But you cannot just be predicting what to form, because that will just get you to just get involved in a trade prematurely. You know, for example, here could have been a head and shoulder. You know, this is left shoulder, this is head, this is the neckline, and if price had just broken above, right, like so, that would have been a head and shoulder. But, well, didn't happen. Again, here too could have been a head and shoulder, left shoulder, head, neckline. And all we just needed was a break above and continuation, but it didn't happen. So it's not about predicting what it's trying to form, because it doesn't make sense. Like, where is the head and shoulder? Is this neckline? Is this head? It doesn't make sense until it's formed. And then that's when you can now say it is that. So I don't necessarily treat like that. Sometimes I give you guys analysis and I say, look at what's the potential head and shoulder. That doesn't necessarily mean I don't look to treat like that or look for those kind of things. Okay. So let's quickly look at some pairs. Today's class is going to be very short. Gold, we discussed gold yesterday. I don't think much has changed. Let's see. So on gold, I'm still waiting to see this so a price. So one of two things I'm waiting for. Actually, let's see. Okay, actually, there's something looking like this. So this zone here, I'm still interested in this. As long as price, so this would be my target liquidity up here. At least the primary one, this constant primary one. So let's call this target liquidity. Overall, and this here will be my protected low. At least on this particular time frame I'm looking at it from. So that'll be the protected low. And yeah, so as long as price is not close below this low, I expect price to make this high. So I'm either waiting for price to come back here and tap me into here and I look for confirmation to buy, or I follow the structure that price is posting, and right now I can see this. So we up here. So let me break down to the 15-minute time frame and see what we see. So we broke higher, we've just broken higher now. So we're making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. We're still making lower low, maybe lower low, okay, because this is the low, the high that forms this low. So all of this is just fixed structure, and this is where it made a new. Actually, it hasn't made a new low. Or did it? Let me see. So this would be okay. So it hasn't made a new low yet. Okay, so but this, so that's not a protected high actually. It's this one. Has it broken above? I think it has. Yeah, so we have a break. We have a break here. Okay, and then so yeah, I'm open to looking for buy opportunity here. Okay, that's the one I can see that makes sense. Yeah, look for buy opportunity there. I'm fine with that. Maybe here too. Maybe here too. Okay, so if price comes into this area, I'll probably look for, so this is a 15-minute time frame. I can now probably go down to like 1 minute, 5 minutes, look for confirmation, and then look to get involved. Now, if I'm getting involved now, let's say, so this is a 15-minute time frame, and let's say I'm getting involved on the, I see price getting to an area I'm interested in, I find confirmation, and I, let's say, place a buy, something like, so where do you think my first target would be? Now, obviously, this is the liquidity or the liquidity target on the 1 hour chart, but this is the target I'll be going after, at least on this 15-minute chart. So I'll probably take closing partial profits here, probably close some other profits here, while I'm still hoping that I'll be maybe just get into the positions to begin to move. So he points there. Okay. Okay. So yeah, and then maybe we begin to. I'm not going to think too far ahead in this one. So, but yeah, that's that on gold. Nothing to do here. Just wait. If price comes here, probably be willing to just set a chart alarm here. Let's see. If we get here, yeah, I'll look for confirmation to buy. Fine with that. Okay, so let's do Euro USD. Nothing has changed much from this one too. Okay, so yesterday, I think we spoke about this one in the last class. Yeah, you see how. Okay, no, I don't think I can't remember if I spoke about this particular zone, but this was something I was looking at to trade. I wasn't able to get involved in a trade here, but you can see how price is bouncing away from it perfectly. On the 1 hour chart, you can see that this is the protected high. So I'm not bearish on this market. Don't mind my arrow down, but this is a bearish, a supply zone that I expect would, but if we go up to like the daily charts, not the daily, the weekly time frame here, similar to GBP USD, you'd see that this low is still holding. This low here is still holding. So that is the weekly protected low. That's protected on the weekly time frame. So either price close below it. So now same thing here. If price were to break above this high here on the 1 hour time frame, this market becomes quite bullish in my opinion. If we were to break above this high, this market, in my opinion, begins to look quite very, very bullish. Not very, but yeah, quite bullish. And so that will be that. Yeah, I don't have much to discuss today. I think those two pairs are my positions on anything. I have some UJ longs, which I'm just managing. You guys remember there was a class, one of the last class we had. I spoke about a buy trade on USDJPY on the potential breakouts. I'm sure you guys remember. I think it was last week. I can't remember where it was, but I think it was here. But it happened very nicely. Price broke above and continued to move. I can't remember exactly where, but UJ has been very, very bullish for a very long time. And well, I'm still bullish on this one. I understand that we could, especially if all the dollar pairs begin to be, all the XXX USD pairs begin to drop, we could see begins to rise. We could see UJ begins to drop. But overall, I'm still bullish on this one. I'm just not taking as much trade or not as active on this one as maybe on the others. I've taken a number of trades. I'll just keep that zone there and watch to see how, if we ever get there, because we don't have to get there. If we ever get there, if we break this high, this zone becomes invalid. And then we'll start looking for something else. NZD card. Yeah, I'm still waiting for this one to make it move. I tried getting involved in a trade here. Wasn't the best. But you see, this is a daily move, so all of this is just structure. Now, if I zoom in here, you see how I labeled my Y curve. I'm just anticipating the Y curve accumulation schematic. It hasn't played out, but this is looking, quite strong. So you can see how we have, our preliminary supply, selling climate, systematic rallies, secondary test, ST in phase B, this sign of strength in phase B, a test, SOS, spring, and right now what I want to see is this high taken. I want to see price come up here. Basically, just want to see price come up here. Just want to see price come up. If we break this high, same thing, like very similar thing to GU. We had a zone I'm interested in looking for buy opportunity. There would have been wonderful trade here, but I wasn't paying attention to this one. Like, I can't trade everything. So I'm just waiting for price to begin to make and hold the LPS, and then it could be a very nice trade. Let me even drop down to the 1 hour chart, see if so the 1 hour time frame, we are beginning to shift bullish. Yeah, we're breaking higher. And let me just delete this one. Don't need you. Let's 4 hour last down move for the open move. Okay, 1 hour last down move. Okay, didn't come here. So yeah, on the on the daily, on the weekly, on the 1 hour time frame, yeah, like this. For longs, we just broke higher once. So yeah, if price comes down there or here, I will be okay with mine. Yeah, if price comes down here, so I'll wait for price to make a new high. If the market makes a new high, now this high is not, you know, what I mean by a new high is because let me see. Right now, if price just keeps going up, doesn't, you know, it's still the same thing. Now, the moment we begin to maybe break down like so, that point, this becomes a new high, okay? And then I'll wait to see if we get here, or even if we get here, I'll be okay with looking for buys there. I'll be targeting these highs and obviously further highs. And yeah, so if you break down or begin to shift structure, I wouldn't, to be frank, I wouldn't be active on looking for buys on this one because I can't be trading everything at the same time. But so far it's looking quite good. 2 breaks to the ups. Yeah, see. So if we get a pullback here, I will look to buy, confirm. Otherwise, if we break down, get here, I'll look to confirm, look to buy. Okay, yeah, I think that's it from me, everyone. That's the much our time permits us to do today. I hope you guys enjoyed the class. Remember, if you're watching, I don't know if I would upload this ever on the YouTube, but if I do, if you're watching from the YouTube, just make sure you do a like and ensure you're subscribed to the channel. Yeah. Okay. Any other thing? UG. EG, EG is bullish. Wonderful. I have some good trades here. Keep going. UCHF. I've not touched this one for, I don't know the last time I traded this one. Looks very ugly. GBP card. Yeah, I was saying I was going to look at GBP card. Oh, GBP card flushed out. Did it flush out though? What was I looking at here? Yesterday we discussed this one. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Here we had bullish. Card has been, the Canadian dollar has been very strong. So yeah, this is still protected low on the weekly time frame. Make this visible. Yeah, pretty sure. Hold on. Nope. Okay. Okay. So we're breaking low, but this is a weekly time frame, so we have to wait for the week's close to confirm whether this is a proper break or not. On the daily charts, I think yesterday I said wait to see if we get a break back above this high, and so far we're not getting that. So I'm not going to touch this one. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything here. So we'll just see. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let me just do this. Okay, one day, so I can know what I was thinking next time I said this current time frame. Okay. Just call this one weekly. Like that low. Okay. Yeah. Euro AED. Nothing. Euro NZD. Euro card has been very, very strong. Card JPY. For some reason, I just forgot about this one, but this market has been insanely bullish. I was backtesting some stuff on this one. Card has been very, very strong, like strong as hell. Well, it's nice. Anticipation is probably just keep shooting up. Yeah, it's probably just keep shooting. Okay. Yeah, I think that's about it for today's class. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. I think the next class should be weekly market outlook. I don't go into so much details in those though. Okay. Cheers everyone. Have a wonderful trading day.